Hi there, this is Yanis from the Arcweave team, and this is the second part of the double video release on our new plugin for the Godot game engine. In the first part, we imported and played, both in Arcweave and Godot, our point-and-click adventure demo called Regrets. Now it's time to see how we can rewrite our Arcweave project and transfer those changes to the Godot game engine. We can try something simple first. For example, what if we want to add an extra option to the intro dialogue sequence? So if we go to Arcweave, to the events board, to the beginning, and we get right here, we want to add a choice. I'll just copy and paste this element and add all the connections needed. There. And now we're going to need some option text. We either put the option text as labels or we can just add it as titles. So first of all, this place feels familiar. I'm going to need option text for that. So I'm just copying the same text here. And the other option is this place gives me the creeps. And I'm going to copy that and also use it as a title. Okay, so we've done that. How do we get the data from Arcweave to Godot? Now there are actually two ways to do this. The first is to export for Godot, and this is a pro feature available only to pro and team accounts. So we go to export for the engine, and we have the option export for Godot. So let's click export, and this saves a zip file to our hard drive. Okay, all we need now is find that and extract it. And this folder basically contains two Godot script files, data export and state export. So now we go to the game engine, and now it's time to make use of this tab of this Arcweave tab of the plugin. We select source, folder selection, and now we go and find this new folder in our downloads, regrets, and here it is. So select current folder. Now we need to click refresh from folder, and this will basically copy those two files from wherever they are into our project folder tree here. So let's do that. Now if I go to add-ons, Arcweave, we have the data export and the state export, and those are overwritten by the new ones. Now if I click play, let's see if it worked. So new game. Hey, and here is our change. This place feels familiar. This place gives me the creeps. And then the dialogue continues. It doesn't exactly, etc., etc. So this was the first way to get the data from Arcweave across to the game engine. It's a simple way and it's effective, but it can get a little repetitive after a while. Exporting the zip file, extracting the zip file, selecting the folder, refreshing the project again and again. Especially if you have a team of writers, there will be more updates and there will be a need for more frequent transfers. Therefore, for team account holders only, there is a second and quicker way, and that is by using Arcweave's new Web API feature. To use the Web API, first you need to copy your API key. So go to Arcweave, go to My Account. Down here is the API token. This is visible only to team account owners. And click Show API Token. And now you can just copy to clipboard. Switch to the Godot engine and go to the Arcweave tab of our plugin. And now select source and pick API. Now you paste your key here at the API key field. And we will also be needing our project hash. This is, if you go to your project, up here at the address of the project, it's the part that comes right after project slash. If you double click this part here, app slash project slash whatever comes right after, before the question mark, is the hash of the project. So you copy that, go to Godot and paste it here. Don't click refresh just yet because we haven't made any changes. So let's go and do that. Let's make a quick adjustment to our Arcweave project. It doesn't have to be spectacular. Let's say if the player picks this option here, we will add some code. So if the place gives the player the creeps, then they'll be too creeped out to be able to pick up the computer. Okay, why not? So let's create a variable for this. Go to global variables, new variable, and let's call it has creeps. It's going to be a boolean, and this starts with initial value false. Now we go to our element here and add a little line of Arc script. So has creeps becomes true. If you have problems following this part, perhaps you'd appreciate our basic tutorial series on Arcweave. You'll find the link to it in the description of this video. So once we do that, we can go to our player actions board and find the element for handling the Amstrad computer. It's right next to the examine one. It's called handle Amstrad, whatever, and it leads to a jumper. So what we're going to do here is add a branch right between the starting element, and the jumper. So the branch says if has creeps, and now if the player has the creeps, we need another response that says no, it's too creepy here to touch anything. So now we're going to need the player to say that. So we go to our components here, we find the player, U, and drag the component here. This is one of the conventions that the Arcweave writer agrees upon with the Godot developer. In our case, we pass the current speaker as a component, so the engine can tell which character delivers the line. Okay, so if, here we go, it has creeps, and now we add an else, and we lead back to the original jumper. Right, now we can go back to the Arcweave tab of the Godot plugin and refresh the project. It takes a few seconds to do the transfer, and we can see the result of this action by opening the Godot output console. If we get no errors in red, we are good to go. So yes, success. Let's click play. A new game. And actually, I'm going to just save here. Hey, this place feels familiar. Okay. And I'll explore a bit. So let's explore. Let's try and pick up the computer. So yeah, no problem whatsoever. Here's our computer. Now let's load from this place feels familiar. Now we're going to choose the other option. This place gives me the creeps. And I'll explore. So now, when we try to take the computer, we get a blocking reply. No, it's too creepy here to touch anything. Well, this is how it all works, the Arcweave plugin for the Godot game engine. Once everything is set up between the writer and the developer, you can then easily transfer your game data from Arcweave to Godot by exporting or through the web API. If you find our videos helpful, please consider subscribing to Arcweave's official YouTube channel. You can find us, the Arcweave team, hanging out on our Discord server, and of course you can follow Arcweave on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I'm Yanis from Arcweave. Thank you so much for watching, and let those games begin.